episode of Home Sweet Dorm. As always, I'm your host Samantha Garvey, bringing you the tips and tricks to making your dorm room feel like home away from home. Today, as you may have noticed, is our winter holiday episode. I'm going to be giving you a couple tips that I find helpful when you're trying to make your dorm room feel a little bit more festive for the holidays. I'll also be having a special guest on the show today to show us how to make a couple different kinds of paper snowflakes to hang in your window or from your ceiling. So today, my tips are kind of centered around three main structural areas in your room that everybody has. So your doors, your windows, and your ceilings. These are three parts to your room that are easily able to be decorated, and you don't have to rearrange your room to do it or store stuff like pillows or props or things like that in between your breaks, where you really don't have that much closet space as it is. There are also really good, cheap, and easy ways to dress them up. So the first thing I want to talk about is your door. It's definitely the easiest in my opinion because it's just a huge blank canvas. In the past, my room's done this thing where we buy some cheap wrapping paper, you wrap the door to kind of look like a Christmas present, and then you take big Christmas bows and ribbons, and it really makes it look like a gift. We had a couple other girls on our floor do it with us, so it just looked like a hallway full of presents. And we even made up little gift tags that said all the names of the people in each room so that you could still see who was living in each one. So you can definitely go to the store, buy some cool wrapping paper, maybe some that matches your decor, maybe some that you just kind of find fun or stands out. Wrap your door. All really need is tape, wrapping paper, and some scissors, and then some ribbons and bows. Another thing that you could do, maybe you don't celebrate Christmas. Maybe take something from your holiday traditions. I have a couple friends who are Jewish and celebrate Hanukkah. They made a menorah and then they put their candles up on the door. And then each night they would light the next candle and they would just kind of put a little flame piece of construction paper for each day. Another easy route is wreaths. Everybody, you see wreaths everywhere during the holidays. You can get them at Target or Michael's. These are the few of the ones we use. It says Jingle Bells on it too to really get you in the spirit. This is a bigger one that we've used too. Notice they all kind of come with some kind of hook or string or something. Just take a command strip to the front of your door, voila, you have a hanging wreath. This is also a cute idea. It actually goes on your doorknob, so you can always hear the holidays as well. The next thing that I like to talk about are your windows. And I kind of always stress this to people when they're trying to decorate because your windows are really that, you get to see it, but everybody on the outside gets to see it too. So it's really getting your roommates involved, but all the people on your floor, if you can get everybody to decorate their windows in a certain way, that makes it really cool and it stands out to the people walking around outside and it gets everybody in the spirit. So I always tell people, we were talking about it in my room, you could take bars of soap and kind of rub them on the bottoms and the corners of the windows and it makes it look kind of frosty. It comes right off with Windex, no worries, Windex and a paper towel. You could also use some of these, they're called gel clings. These are some penguins. We have a Santa Claus, and we even have a Frosty the Snowman. I got them for $1 at Target. When you walk in, they always have that big section. Everything's $1. So definitely pick those up. Those are great for bedroom windows where you really don't want a lot on there, but it's still a cool thing to decorate. Also, easiest thing, lights. They make your room kind of twinkle, and at night, everybody can see your room from, the quad or wherever else that you are. Well, not really the quad, but I guess where you live. But they're really cool because you could do different shapes. We've had ones that look like snowflakes. We've just had twinkle lights. It just really gives it a nice touch. And also on the front of my table here, you'll see that it's garland and it has lights built in. So that looks great around a small window, especially I lived in Campion sophomore year. And it was great for the one small window in our kitchen. Finally, what I'll talk about is your ceilings. Your ceilings, there's no better way to make your room feel like a winter wonderland than to have snowflakes or something hanging from the ceilings. Snow is definitely what you think of when you think of winter, so why not make it snow in your room? I actually have my roommate coming on the show today to show us how to make a couple of these paper snowflakes. There's a bunch of different ways to make them, and really all you need is some wrapping paper, which you could use the leftover from your door if you decorated your door, some computer paper, scissors, a pencil, tape, and a stapler. So let's take a look. All right, so now we're here with my roommate and very good friend, Katie Fitzpatrick. She's going to teach us how to make a couple different kinds of snowflakes made out of wrapping paper for your room. So why don't you take us from here?
Okay, well the first thing you're going to need, like you said, is wrapping paper. It's a lot easier than computer paper, while you can use that as well, because it's very thin, so it's a lot easier to fold and it's a lot easier to cut. Also, it makes your snowflake look really cool in the end, so you got some nice patterns going on. So you need wrapping paper, scissors, a stapler, and tape. Now what you want to do is cut a square out of your wrapping paper. You need this design, and what I like to do to test to make sure that it is a square, if you fold it in a triangle, everything matches up, good to go. So the first step is to fold it in half diagonally.
So when you fold it in half, though, you want the pattern paper to be inside, or does that matter?
On the inside, because what I like to do is draw my design on, so it helps when this is the part showing.
Cool.
And then you fold it one more time in half diagonally again. And now this is the part you have to kind of watch out for. You have your triangle, and what you want to do is make 2 folds, kind of like that. So I'll show you again on this side. So you want it in thirds.
Cool.
Now notice these ends are going to be sticking up perfectly fine, because what you're going to do is cut them right off. And this kind of helps you get more of a circle around your snowflake. So you have this nice little triangle right here. From here, you draw on your design. I already drew one. Online, there are many, many patterns that you can have. I have one here that came out. I have a snowman pattern. So you can see there's plenty out there. And then all you have to make sure to do when you're cutting is to not cut the wrong part, or else your snowflake won't be stuck together.
You have a snowflake disaster.
So let's see how this works.
So you want to cut this part out, this outside part, and
exactly.
leave?
You want to cut the outside part, and what you can do too to make sure that you're cutting the right part is kind of shade a certain part in, saying cut this or don't cut this.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's see how this turns out. Okay, so we're done with our design. Make sure you pull all the extra pieces off, and then carefully unfold this, because sometimes when you cut, the pieces get stuck together, so it becomes very fragile. So you just unfold it.
That looks awesome.
And you have
very cool.
A whole snowflake.
That looks awesome. So now you could definitely, how do you suggest hanging them? Do you like punch a little hole and hang them? That way, how do you get them to not bend so much?
If you don't want them to bend, you can take it and put it under something pretty heavy, like a dictionary or something like that, just to flatten it out for a little while. And then once you do that, you can poke a hole, loop some string through, and either tape it on your ceiling or to your walls, anywhere you want.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to send in pictures of your room all decked out for the holidays. I'd love to feature them on the show. And don't forget to check with your RA and consult the student handbook before you put any decorations up, so you don't break any of the rules. Some things can be a safety or fire hazard, so just make sure that you're checking up on that. And don't forget to take your decorations down before you head home for winter break. I had my lights taken one year because I didn't take them home, so you really don't want to lose your decorations either. Check out my sites like Facebook, Pinterest, and my blog for more ideas and tips. And thanks for watching Home Sweet Dorm on Greycomm TV, now in HD on channel 33.3. Happy holidays!